Well, this is the events, the results of last night's storm. Got oh, this is the easy part. This is the mulberry tree that fell. Here. That's, yeah, the mulberry just completely tore out. And that came down after this. This limb on the oak split. And I have a feeling that the first thing that happened was the limb to the left actually was going a little bit higher, and I think it came against the house first, causing this one to weaken and fall to the ground. Then after this hit the house, and a mulberry tree fell. Oh, what a mess. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna take this down. I'm pretty sure we can cut the mulberry limbs pretty simply. But this oak branch is a little bit more scary. It's still connected. It's not actually on the ground that I can tell, so it's being pinned against the house. But since it hit the house first and didn't hit the ground, I think it might still be pressing against the house. And this is holding it in place. I don't know. A little precarious. What a mess. And there's another break in the mulberry right there. So a lot of tree stuff down. Huh. Wow.
Hello, welcome to October's channel update. Well, as you saw, it was an interesting month. Kind of got interrupted in the middle. First few weeks, you saw the projects I was working on and all that. But then, after that storm, I guess reality kind of intervened and interrupted. You know, when you have something like that happen, it just kind of messes with your mind a bit. At least for me, it took me out of the mood to do quite a few things. I did do some work. I was able to get a little bit further on some of the basing of my bolt action models. I was able to work on a figure for Frostgrave that I got. Do some more work on the Eternity Staircase. But by and large, it was an interruption. It took a week and a half to really kind of get back in the swing of things. Just going through stuff like dealing with, well, how do you remove a tree like that? The insurance stuff, the damage stuff. Fortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of damage. It was very minor. But it's unsettling, right? So anyway, that did interrupt a few things. So, but I want to kind of bring you guys up to speed on kind of where things are with the channel. Not that there's a lot going on right now, but a few things I wanted to mention. I've got 78 or so videos up on VidMe now. Now none of these are new. These are all kind of from previous. I can't put anything on VidMe that's over 30 minutes yet because I haven't been a verified channel. I need 50 followers to get that. I've only got 2, but most of my model and conversion projects, those will all be able to go up there. Some of the how-tos won't. The more in-depth how-tos like the tree man or the tank camouflage, stuff like that, won't be able to go on VidMe for a while. But what I want to start doing with certain episodes, starting with this channel update, is I'll publish them to both YouTube and VidMe. Just that way, if someone does run across me on VidMe, they'll see that. Now, the reason I bring that up is because I'm making a concerted effort to make sure I've got videos out there. One of the other channels I'm subscribed to, Lindy Beige, actually, is made me aware of another YouTuber that has been having trouble and got his channel suspended. But Fortunately, he was able to get it back. Unlike was it Fritz, you know. But his wasn't wargaming. His was military history and actually working with, you almost call it experimental archaeology, looking at weapons, ancient weapons, and seeing, you know, are they practical? Is that really what they're, you know, did we think that they're this, but is that really something that would work? One of the examples I think was what they thought was a grenade. Could have just been a lamp pot, but someone thought it was a grenade, so well, they tested it. Anyway, his channel was suspended because of a single video that kind of tripped one of the bots. I don't know. I don't remember offhand which one it was, but the channel's name was Thane Thrad, and I kind of like the stuff he does. I don't know, I'm not subscribed to him specifically, but I do go there frequently to kind of learn stuff. I really do like some of the military history stuff. Well, with all these things going on with YouTube, you know, cutting out the paid side of YouTube, you know, paid channels, which I don't do, and all these channels having trouble with their monetization, getting, you know, videos being demonetized, channels being suspended for all these different reasons. I'm not going the monetization route at all. I don't want that hassle. That's not why I'm in this. That's not why I'm doing these videos. I may shortly, though, set up a Patreon account just because. I figure it's kind of a why not thing. But I definitely want to start, because of all this trouble. I don't know if it's mostly because of the monetization that these channels are doing, but there's been a lot of channels with trouble like this, and especially in my area where you deal with military history, weapons, and stuff like that, and even then on wargaming, I just want to be prepared, because if something does happen, I've got the VidMe stuff to fall back on. That's just going to bring up to speed on where that is. So, yeah, I've made quite a bit of progress on my model queue. Problem is, I can't help but get more projects. It turns out I've added about 60 models to my queue since the beginning of the year, even though I've knocked out more than 80 of them. So I'm still sitting at 70 or 77 or something like that, even after getting almost over 30 models done with my, or 25 models done with my Droid 10th Dragoons. So slowly whittling it down. It's probably going to end up with more models being kicked over to next year, just because I've noticed that when there's that huge queue in the back of my head, my motivation just kind of slips. Thankfully, there's what do you call those? You know, painting challenges. So Nick's painting challenge right now is helping me get some oddball, you know, little details done that I should have done a couple years ago. Just knock those out. They're not important, but they're basically leaving the model unfinished because they're missing drivers, right? So, but I will be doing, I think I'll do one of my own painting challenges in the future. But because Nick has got one coming up at the start of the year, we'll go ahead and we'll participate in his. I know he's got his terrain circle or terrain challenge, whatever, after that. So probably March or after that, I'll do my own painting challenge, because at that point I'm going to have to get some reason to get some stuff done. Okay, and so I'll also at that time probably be getting more models. I know I'm planning to go to Adepticon this year for the first time, and as a result, there's going to be stuff I'm going to want to buy there. So I'm going to be adding to my model queue, so I really need to start to knock these models out of the queue. So I think I might start some of my own painting challenges just to put, if you will, the pressure on me. If you want to join, great. One thing is going to happen for a very brief time. I'm going to pause for a few weeks on my Academy series. I still have plenty of material to go over. It's just there's a lot that takes a lot of work. Because if I rush it, my thoughts aren't fully developed, and I don't want to shortchange the topic. So I'm going to take some time with this next segment to basically sit back and go make sure I'm covering the right points and tying things together properly. So those will probably start hitting again in December, mid-December or so. So probably no new academies will be coming out in November unless I get inspired by some thought that comes, because that will happen. If I have a fully formed thought, then I'll go ahead and do that. But with the next piece that I want to work on, I definitely want to take my time and do it right. Because I did the same thing with the Liddell Hart series and the Sun Tzu series. There's a lot of material there, but it took a lot of thinking through it. Fortunately for both, I had plenty of time to think. This one, it's going to take a little bit more time for me to think on it before I get it done. So I'm not ending the series, but if you do see the videos from Saturdays stopping for a bit, that's the why. It's no big deal, nothing major going on. It's just needs some time to make sure I'm doing the next one justice. Well, the next thing that's, I guess, the biggest news, or it's biggest news, it's not saying right, but the next thing that's going to be happening is I just finished a season, if you will, literally, of working heavily in Boy Scouts. Okay, and I had several of my scouts working on the Eagle projects, and we've had campouts, and so I've had a lot of weekends where I've been out of gaming, and so there's been no bat reps. There's been very little content related to playing the games, what have you. So I've kind of felt that I've almost gone through withdrawal a couple times, not gaming enough, right? So that is going to end soon. At the end of the year, actually, second weekend or so of December, I'm basically resigning from scouting. It'll be over. I'll have more time devoted then to other things. Hopefully more time with the channel, or when I say with the channel, I mean bat reps and gaming on weekends. That's a big deal. So we'll see how that plays out. 40K's 8th edition out, and the codex is dropping every so often. I'm not going to be able to keep up with the codexes financially, so I'm letting those kind of slip aside. Craft Worlds came out. I'm not messing with those, even though I could play with those. I probably won't get the Tau right away. I know I'm not going to get the Tyranid one right away. Didn't get the Guard one yet. I'm going to put that off. So I want to get myself in a better position financially to be able to actually invest in those things. So that's kind of a steep investment. And when you're trying to, I'm trying to play Frostgrave and X-Wing Bolt Action and 40K. I want to make sure I have the model collections that will give me some variety, and I'll be able to enjoy the games, right? Now, I've got it for 40K. Don't need to add anything there. I've already got projects in flight, so it's not like I need to buy anything. The indexes are good enough. It allows me to continue playing, and so that'll do just fine. Bolt Action, I do need some additional variations available. Frostgrave, actually I'm pretty good, and there I've added a couple models, but nothing major. The big one, though, really is Bolt Action and X-Wing. I don't have a very good X-Wing collection. Not that I'm trying to. I'm trying to go very thematic on scum and villainy, and I'm really going after just ships that interest me as far as their looks or their overall role. So I'm not trying to do the competitive list kind of thing, but I'll need a few more dollars for certain ships I'm really looking forward to getting, and that money going to codexes is money that can't go to these other games. And what's very strange is when you look at the cost of a codex and compare that to some of these other games, I can buy quite a lot of Bolt Action figures and at least 2, maybe 3 different X-Wing ships for a single codex. So economics being what they are, I'm trying to hold off on the books until I really need it and can afford it. So maybe they'll be after Christmas. I'll definitely be coming around March, when I do intend to start working with building a Necron army, as well as building a couple extra Bolt Action armies. But we'll talk more about those when January and February gets nearby. So So that's kind of where things are. I know Canada has already had their Thanksgiving. November's about to start, and America's going to have their Thanksgiving holiday coming up. So I'll probably throw something in related to that in November. But at least for even with the tree coming down, I was still able to get 15 videos out during, October, which is my goal. 15. It keeps it steady. It doesn't. I don't feel overwhelmed too much. It allows me to have do regular life and let regular life get in the way of gaming or what have you. So that's really all that's kind of going on. I just want to kind of let you guys know. If you got questions for me, let me know. If you have ideas for the channel, by all means, let me know what they are, and I'll keep you posted as on a monthly basis, kind of where we're headed, what's going on. This last month of October saw me hit 165 subscribers at one point, but within a week I lost 2 of them, got another one back. So it still goes up and down, but I'm comfortable where I'm at, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So as long as I'm enjoying putting out the videos and you guys enjoy watching them, everything's good. What more could you want, right? But if you do want more, just let me know below, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.